after looking at ourselves and becoming self-aware, we're still looking at leadership qualities and how we can develop those qualities in ourselves so that we can become better leaders. And we're talking about self-awareness. One of the first and most important parts of being a good leader is being aware of who you are and how you appear to other people. So there are two types of self-awareness according to psychologists. And we have the self-awareness that is our private self, and we have our public self-awareness. Now, these two people may be the same, the private and the public self. But quite often you'll find that in private situations, you may be quite a different person to when you are out acting with your friends. Maybe not acting, but it's actually a personal self that you are used to. If you are acting all the time, then that could of course be quite stressful. So you need to look at yourself and how you're behaving. Is it natural or is it an act? A lot of people unfortunately do that. Now our private self might be quite shy, might be quite inhibited, might be quite a worried person. Is that you? Maybe it is. But that person is not perhaps one that you show to other people outside. Private self-awareness is being aware of your personal feelings and emotions, which you keep private to yourself. Perhaps you get sick and worried before a presentation or an exam or something like that, and you're deeply worried, you're excited. You're going out somewhere new, or you're meeting someone new and you're actually excited. Maybe you keep that to yourself. You don't want other people to see you getting internally worried about a presentation. They ask you, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. Well, inside you're not. Your butterflies are running around all over the place. There are, of course, ways and presentation skills and plenty of videos to help you control that, by the way. Usually, the people very close to you might know about your personal internal strengths and fears and worries and concerns, etc. Usually we don't tend to share it with too many people, but it is important to be able to share your worries with others so that you can maybe come up with hear some other people's opinions. Maybe you're worried about something that doesn't happen or isn't of a concern. So that's your private self. And maybe you leave that at home before you go to work and you take on your leadership role. And this is how we look in front of others. Everything's fine. The future is wonderful. Our team is doing perfectly. If only I wish it was inside, you might be saying. But outside, yes, it's good. It's really important for leaders to be aware of how they are appearing in public. Even if you have other concerns and problems, it's important that you are strong and proactive and positive. Doesn't mean that if there is a problem, you don't tell anyone. Maybe it's important that you are honest. Honesty in a leadership position is vitally important. So sometimes you do have to give bad news, but try and wrap it up in some positive way, okay? Important for leaders because people are looking at you, and that most people are looking at you for their motivation and confidence in where they're going. So leaders must display the best expected behavior. Don't come in a bad mood because your private self has worries and concerns, or you have problems outside of work. Put those to one side. It's difficult, but put those to one side and remain positive and be the good example of a friendly, helpful, energetic person, even when this may not be your true personality. Sometimes that can be a bit tricky, but it is vitally important. So how do we do that? Well, think about these things. Think of a good leader you know, or who do you recognize as being a good leader? And then think, what do they do that makes them a good leader? Look at their actions and reactions. Maybe it's in your company, maybe it's in your school or college or university, maybe it's home, in your family, where people tend to look up to and follow. There's a natural leader. What makes them that? What is it about their self and their personal ways that actually make them a good leader? So identify, what are they doing, their behaviors that demonstrate, what are their actions, their values, and the standards that they hold. Are they a bit lax? Are they, oh, don't worry about that, that'll be fine? Or are they, oh, no, we need to get that correct. Come on, we can do, I'm sure we can do better than that. Let's make it the best ever. Something along those lines, so that they set the standards and their values correctly. What are their attitudes? They are usually positive towards everybody around them. Even if it's family, then they don't usually tend to say bad things about other people. They are honest and open, but they are also friendly and supportive. What do you have? Do you have any of these leadership traits? So after you've been thinking about yourself, jot down a few things that you think are important. Jot down a few that you think you may have. Okay, once you've done that, we go on to the next short, clever video on leadership values, principles, and practices.